What's that? You've just watched over 800 hours of Doctor Who and you're starting to get withdrawal symptoms? Then stay tuned.
I just want you to be happy.
Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we're counting down the top 10 shows to watch if you like Doctor Who.
Hold it! There's nothing solid down there!
It's too late, Mary. We're going into land.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at all the shows that true Whovians will probably want to check out. We've also decided to omit all the spin-off shows, so no Torchwood or the Sarah Jane Adventures, we're afraid. Number 10, Sherlock. Sherlock comes up a lot round these parts, and there's good reason for it. Today, our reasoning is thus: Cumberbatch's Holmes is a fine version of Britain's original eccentric problem solver, and Whovians need to check it out.
There is nothing wrong with me, do you understand?
Not least for the incredible mind-bending puzzles and seemingly impossible problems, but also for the quirky fashion sense and Holmes' chemistry with his trusted sidekick Watson, played by Martin Freeman. Additionally, this well-loved universe, reshaped and reimagined, comes from the mind of noted Doctor Who alumnus Stephen Moffat.
Brilliant! Yes!
Number 9, Primeval.
The hell are you?
2 words: time-travelling dinosaurs. If that doesn't grab you, then this may not be the list for you, friend. From the minds behind the Walking With documentary series, this is ITV's response to the resurgence in Doctor Who mania, but it's no mere wannabe. The show features creatures from the past and the future, entering the UK via time anomalies, and it's up to a band of plucky scientists to investigate them, as well as prevent the end of the world. Because we can't be forgetting about the rest of the world now, can we? Number 8, Misfits.
Is this on the Jeremy Kyle show?
No, it was on Argos.
This brilliant comedy fantasy adventure series mixes superhero tropes with angsty teen drama. It also utilises the kind of bad language and depictions of graphic sex that might make the good Doctor blush. It follows the exploits of a gang of teenagers who, whilst doing some community service, are hit by a mysterious storm that gives them personality-appropriate superpowers.
What with all the caring about the environment and that? Better him than me.
The quirky gang use their powers to make the world a better place, right? Of course not. They use them to party and get some sweet, sweet bedroom action. Duh. But also, yeah, sometimes save the world.
It's got to be something special, hasn't it? You know what I mean? Something a bit magical.
Number 7, Star Cops.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy, though, could it?
You're a murderer, man.
Yes, I suppose I am.
It might sound schlocky, but Star Cops is actually more of a police procedural drama with a sci-fi twist. Think Law and Order, but in space. By 2027, interplanetary travel becomes commonplace, and the show follows the International Space Police Force as they try to uphold the laws in the colonies of a newly developing frontier.
You're late. Luckily, so's the midday shuttle.
I've been doing my Star Cop routine. There's been another death.
I saw the report when I came on. Suit failure.
For example, the Star Cops get more than they bargained for when they investigate a disaster with a freighter that leaves a pair of pilots facing certain death, while the cops are also deep in a murder investigation. And you thought the police here on Earth had their hands full.
They'll run out of air before they run out of space. That's standard crew speak for they're dead, and everyone, including them, knows it.
Oh, I see.
Number 6, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Stay here. Stay calm. Now take hold of this.
Don't panic. This novel had a big cult following since the beginning, even before it hit our telescreens in 1981. As a series, it's an influential, big, idea-driven comedy sci-fi, and gave us so many beloved characters and catchphrases.
Very wise choice, sir. Very good. I'll just nip off and shoot myself.
Oh, God.
There are a lot of adaptations of this story, all are worth checking out, especially the radio show, but if you skip the TV version, you'll be missing out on some of the best and most imaginative graphics used in the medium. Yeah, ever. Number 5, Life on Mars.
My name is Sam Tyler. I
had an accident and I woke up in 1973. Am I mad? In a coma? Or back in time? Whatever's happened, it's like I've landed on a different planet.
If you've ever watched Doctor Who and thought, I wish this show had fewer Cybermen and had a more Sweeney-like vibe while still retaining the time-travelling element, well, that's a very specific wish list. But good news, this show delivers on it. Utilising the familiar fish-out-of-water setting, present-day detective Sam Tyler, played by John Sim, winds up in a coma and awakens back in the 70s.
I need my mobile.
Your mobile what?
Phone?
Once there, he teams up with the extremely un-PC Gene Hunt, played unforgettably by Philip Glenister.
You got no shame!
He confessed, Mrs. Bathurst, so with respect, shut your bloody bone shoot!
Number 4, The Fades. Lasting only one series, much like another BBC show worth checking out, The Omega Factor, The Fades combines psychic phenomena with supernatural horror. The story follows Paul Roberts, played by Ian Caistaker, who has the ability to see ghosts, or fades, who missed their opportunity to ascend into the afterworld.
This is about death, kid. Only death.
Like all of pop culture's angriest ghosts, the Fades don't like this and start experimenting, finding they can start to commandeer human vessels, and that's not good news. Cue the saving us from the end of the world then. Number 3, the Quatermass experiment.
The tapping. They're alive.
Before the Doctor, there was Professor Quatermass. If you're interested in the history of these shows and the sci-fi horror genre in general, then this might be the one to start with. The story revolves around Professor Bernard Quatermass, played by Reginald Tate, who is awaiting the return of his lost space rocket. The rocket crash lands, containing only one of the 3 crewmen sent out. Ah, that's never a good sign. Then there are kidnappings, mutations, and potentially world-ending spores. Fairly standard plot stuff today, but it was revolutionary at the time.
What went on here? What did it do to them?
Number 2, Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency.
The hell, man? You, what the hell? No, me, what the hell? How did you get in here? The window, obviously.
Douglas Adams' other great work couples his trademark sense of humour with Holmes-style mystery solving and a quirky buddy pairing. Samuel Bennett's titular detective and Elijah Wood's Watson-esque psychic, Todd Brotzman, investigate cases in a unique way, based on the interconnectivity of all things, letting fate guide them.
This is a huge breakthrough, but it's possible we're going to die. Oh, God, I'm so sorry. Oh, damn, we're really living on the edge here, man.
To be frank, breaking down this show is difficult. It involves time travel and soul-swapping with animals, as well as power-hungry hippies. Yeah, but trust us, if you like your sci-fi funny and mad, you'll love it.
How did you do that?
With my hand.
Number 1, Fringe.
They don't remember Peter.
How could they? He never existed.
Okay, so there's a lot to cover here, but let's just see if we can break this down for you in the pithiest way. Doctor Who meets the X-Files, made by J.J. Abrams.
I will say this, our friend here didn't start out this way.
Let's just let that sink in for a minute. The show follows members of the Fringe Division, a homeland security team full of FBI agents, investigating unexplained and horrific occurrences, all related to a surrounding parallel universe. It's full to the brim with geeky stuff too, like cameos from Lord of the Rings actor Brad Dourif and RoboCop's Peter Weller. So, what are you doing still watching this video? Go and watch Fringe right now.
Yeah, it is that type of guy.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo UK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.